Hi everyone, I know it's been quite some time since the last time I made a video. As you can tell, the voice is not 100% back. I really haven't had it back in probably about 5 days, but it's better than it has been. And I just wanted to update everyone on what we're doing here in Room A2 and also maybe go over a little bit of the homework that we have tonight as well. So I'll start with math first. We're moving right along with our multiplication unit. We're doing a really great job. We're actually moving into learning and knowing multiplication facts. So today what we did, we actually started making multiplication flashcards, which was great. They were already printed out. All the students had to do was cut them. And as you can kind of see on the board behind me, the front of the card looked like this. There were two different multiplication facts, and then the back was just blank. So the reason that there's two, for example, this one says 5 times 6, then 6 times 5. And I asked the students today why both of them were on there. And what they told me was that 5 times 6 and 6 times 5 have exactly the same product or answer. So all that happened there is that the factors were switched. So 5 times 6 and 6 times 5 have the same product or answer. So what they did today, again, they cut out all of their flashcards, and then what they had to do was figure out which math facts they knew right away and then which math facts they still had to work on. So they had a pile of flashcards in front of them, and they started flipping them over and say, okay, I know 1 times 1 is 1. I know 2 times 2 is 4. That goes in this pile. But then for ones that students don't know right away, we worked on different strategies on how to figure that out. So again, if we are working on 5 times 6 or 6 times 5, we might be able to skip count. We might be able to, use our fingers, draw an array, draw a picture. Or we can think of another multiplication problem that will help us. So for example, here we have 5 times 6 or 6 times 5. And I said, what multiplication fact can help you figure this one out? Student raised their hand. They said, well, I know 5 times 5 equals 25. So we wrote that here. 5 times 5. So that's a little clue for you. If you know that 5 times 5 is 25, then all you need to do is add one more group of 5s to make it 6 times 5. So if I know 5 times 5 is 25, then 5 times 6, or 6 times 5, would equal 30. I write my answer on the back of my card, and I put that one into the pile that is one I still need to know. I didn't know it right away. So we didn't get to finish that today, but that's okay. But again, we're just working on these multiplication facts and working on the different strategies to figure out how we can learn and know these even better so that they're automatic. Right now, we're only really working on the smaller ones, so numbers times 1, so times 0, times 1, times 2, times 5, and times 10. There will be an assessment a little bit later on, and as the year progresses, we're going to add more onto them. So we're not just going to throw every single multiplication problem onto you. But this is a great way to get started. If the students didn't get to finish theirs today, their flashcards, I'm probably going to send them home for homework so they can finish them up, and then they have a nice little baggie of their multiplication flashcards. If you were given homework from me tonight, then you have a lovely new student workbook that is huge. So I do apologize that it's not smaller. This does live in your child's backpack unless you're working on homework and then in the morning when I check it. So this will be coming home every single day. It does live in the backpack. It looks like this, very, very thick. The homework tonight is page 44. It says spots and stripes. Kind of looks like this for you. So again, this is practicing your multiplication. You have to solve each problem. It's giving you a picture, and it's going to say, for example, the first one says, this butterfly has 6 spots on each wing. How many spots are on 5 butterflies like this one? So you have to figure out first which is the multiplication fact that goes with this, and then you need to solve it. You can draw a picture, you can skip count, use repeated addition, whatever you want to do to solve it. But if you got homework for me tonight, you're working on page 44 of your student workbook, okay? So good luck with that tonight, and I will check it in the morning. In regards to the rest of the things that we're learning, yesterday for reading, we started a new story. It's a fantasy genre. It's called The Trial of Cardigan Jones. So everyone read that story together, and we worked on drawing conclusions. So pulling details from the story to help us figure out the conclusion or the ending of the story. If you want, ask your student about that story and what happened to the poor old cardigan and why there was a trial. Why was he on trial? Later on this week, we're still working on answering open-ended questions. I'm doing a lot of modeling with the students. So then, excuse me, by the next time we have another one, they're going to be doing their open-ended response all by themselves. We're actually getting logged onto Google Classroom, so they're using technology and they're practicing typing while answering their open-ended question as well. So that's one of my favorite stories. Again, it's a fantasy genre where there's animals talking and acting like people. For citizenship, we're still moving on and learning why rules and laws are important to follow here at Fleetwood, at home, and in the community. And then for writing, we are actually moving right along with our personal narratives. We're starting to actually form paragraphs out of our topic sentences that we created using different linking words such as first, next, then after that, and finally. So I have some students really chugging right along, and they're way ahead of the game, and I have other students who are right on track. So I'm really excited to read these personal narratives by everybody, and they're going to be done before the end of the first marking period. I can't believe it's October already. Time is already flying by here in third grade. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Class Dojo. If you haven't signed up for Class Dojo, send me an email, or I can even send you an invite as well, and you can come join us, because I'd like to start taking pictures, and you can see what is going on here in room A2. So have a wonderful night. Don't forget, pajama day tomorrow. Wear your PJs. It's going to be a fun day. And read 20 minutes, and make sure you do your daily math log and get it signed by a parent or a guardian. All right, guys, have a great night. I'm leaving, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.